Chapter 750. Either rose and collapsed into Kishir's neck. The man, as if he had been waiting, embraced Either in his arms and buried his head. The water was churning and overflowing, but no one cared. Their lips met in an inevitable collision, with no clear initiator. Instead of the previous languid lethargy, a powerful sensation, as if souls were intertwining and being sucked in, took its place. Every time their wet skin clashed and tongues entangled, Either felt emotions, not in words but like water droplets tapping inside his head. It was like a conduit of shared emotions created from the entwined desires of both. Along this invisible path, things deeper and more secretive than words flowed ceaselessly up and down. Describing the feeling of another's emotions seeping inside was difficult. In his previous life, Either often couldn't distinguish between his own feelings and those from Kishir. But now it was different. The emotions coming from Kishir were so immense and vast that it would be strange not to notice them. Either lightly shivered as he received overwhelming ecstasy and a sensation so full it tightened his heart, far more intense than what the eyes could perceive. Emotions beyond one's capacity to accept sometimes felt akin to pain. This was because Either knew not many kinds of emotions, and among them, pain was the most familiar and diverse. However, not everything similar to pain was agony. Although Either couldn't yet name all the tremendous emotions he felt with Kishir, he felt certain he now understood this truth. He struggled to breathe, desperately trying to assimilate the thick emotions without pushing them away. If these were the feelings Kishir harbored for him at the moment, Either didn't want to let even a single one slip away. He had to somehow swallow them, make them his own. As he accepted the flood of emotions that almost burst his body, his grip on Kishir's shoulder tightened, and even their entwined tongues quivered. Kishir, embracing this fervently, held Either's hips and pulled him in even deeper. It was difficult to breathe in such a deep embrace, but that only made it more exhilarating. Either wished for even more skin contact, even if it meant breaking apart. Kishir too was receiving this shared emotion, not just Either. At Either's longing, Kishir's eyelashes fluttered violently in response. Either exhaled a suppressed breath of pleasure as he felt the arms around his waist tighten. Standing before the immense wave of emotion felt both terrifying and ecstatic. The feeling of being engulfed, never to resurface, was imminent, yet he did not wish to escape. Like a small being alone on a sandy beach, he opened himself up, willingly accepting the wave crashing over him. Either aggressively swallowed the saliva flowing through their entangled kiss. Without parting lips, moving his lower abdomen and legs, he wrapped himself tightly around Kishir's waist, submerged in the water. With the splashing water, two hot, firm palms slid between their pressed bellies. The sensation of swallowing saliva felt like igniting a fire within, a pleasure so intense. The submerged lower abdomen, overwhelmed by this vivid pleasure, instinctively quivered. The mere rubbing between the thighs, already scorched heat, set the mind ablaze. Yet the fleeting contact with the other intensified the sensation, igniting the nerves like a spark. Either repeatedly sliding, touching, then parting in response to these sensations, finally could not restrain himself and grasped both organs with his hand. Grasping both in one hand was impossible, so he merely held them close, eliciting a pleasure far greater than before. The sounds he couldn't suppress echoed off the steamy bathroom walls, reflecting like in a cave, feeling shamelessly lured. Either, while caressing the sensitive tips with his fingers, gazed at Kishir. Through his hazy vision, he saw red eyes just as lost in him. His own reflection in those eyes appeared more like a fierce hunter about to pounce on its prey rather than a lover gazing at their beloved. Although his face seemed more angry than sweet, The same could be said for Kishir. Every time Kishir received Either's emotions, he would look down, moan softly, and repeatedly grip and release his hip. The kissing of the nape, the hard breaths, and the sucking of the chest were all intensely sensual. Captivated by a poignant longing, Kishir Lahore thought of nothing but Yedar. Could there be a more provocative, scandalous being? Either wanted to see him unrestrained in his pleasure. Gripping and stroking harder, he pushed their hips together. Kishir released a trembling breath between the lips buried below Either's collarbone. The breath, almost like a laugh, made Kishir's emotions surge into Either again. An unbearable, painful outcry, wanting to pour everything out. A thrill, as if being drained entirely. But above all, these emotions were an indescribable feeling, shaking and tearing at the heart. This emotion, clogging the throat, made all their pleasures seem tiny. Overwhelmed, Either found it hard to breathe. His eyes burned with heat. Unable to contain these emotions within, it felt like a world filled only with Kishir was about to burst. Perhaps it already had. Forgetting even to breathe, Either twisted his waist. The organ he held felt swollen, and soon his seed spurted forth. In a trembling explosion of sensation, sound seemed to fade away. "Are you okay?" After a moment, Kishir's voice sounded distant. Either, slowly regaining his vision, blinked lazily. He had slipped during his climax and was now lying atop Kishir. Looking down at the hand that had held on until the end, he saw it covered with a mix of water and seed. Though he had just released, Either's organ was still half erect. But more noticeable was Kishir's still unreleased. Swollen even more than before, filling his hand to the brim. Previously, it had boasted an impressive size, but this was the first time it had grown to such an extent. "Don't look there. Look at me instead." Either, unable to avert his gaze from the lower abdomen, felt a hand reach out, grasping his cheek and guiding his eyes upward. In stark contrast to the alarmingly swollen lower part, the pale face, flushed and damp, was erotically captivating to the point of losing one's senses. "What did you say?" I asked if you're alright. "Yes, I'm fine." Traces of the intense emotions that had surged to the brink, overwhelming the depths of his soul, still lingered. The remnants of those emotions within him made his head feel foggy and clouded, struggling to continue his thoughts. Perhaps this sensation was akin to the feeling of being drunk. It seemed a possibility. Lost in these thoughts, Either heard Kishir whisper in a soft voice, "Shall we wash up and leave?" "Do you mean stop?" He thought that if Kishir suggested stopping just because he looked a bit tired, given his current aroused state, he wouldn't stay quiet. "Please, speak frankly." Seeing the resolute spark in Either's eyes, Kishir stared at him for a moment before bursting into laughter. Even his laughter seemed more sexually charged than usual, perhaps due to his dampness. "If I'm to speak frankly, of course I don't want to stop, but if we do it here, we will get cold." "Yes, you can go to bed and continue there,"